Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Kim Elenez. She is the president and CEO of Make-A-Wish North Texas. They've been making dreams come true since 1982. That's next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, there are tens of thousands of amazing nonprofits in North Texas, but I can't think of a more rewarding job than to be the CEO and president of Make-A-Wish North Texas. Kim Elenez is in the studio, and she joined Make-A-Wish 4 years ago?
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the beginning, because you were telling me just before we started rolling that one of your highlights is the job interview.
Oh, gosh, well, I mean, interviews can be stressful, but, going back, years ago, I knew that I had a calling that I wanted to work and run a nonprofit. And so there's so few things, Jeff, that I have to do in life. I get to do them all. And so getting the opportunity to interview for this job now about 4.5 years ago, I was like, well, this is it. This is what I'm designed to do. And gratefully, the board agreed. And here we are 4.5 years later, going strong and granting hundreds of wishes a year. And I just get to play a role and hopefully making more of them happen.
Oh, beautiful. We're going to pull up the website, and as we scroll down the website, you were telling me the territory is large. It's not just North Texas.
That is true. We are 161 counties across Texas, so we're kind of most of Texas, if you will. We go all the way from, the Louisiana-Texas border, all the way to El Paso, all the way up to Amarillo. So, we've got kids all across this great state. Cancer knows no geographical bounds.
Yes.
Gratefully here in DFW, we have just awesome pediatric medical centers. So a lot of people do flock to here. So our highest concentration, as you can imagine, is in DFW. But we've got 1,100 kids waiting right now across all those counties. And our job is to get to all of them. And we're going to do it.
And tell us about the requirements. It doesn't have to be a chronic illness, or does it?
No. The way a child qualifies is just by having what we call a critical illness, and essentially what that means is it has life-threatening components to it. Yes. We've been doing this for a really long time, so we've got a pretty good run on understanding the types of illnesses. It's probably easier to talk about things that don't qualify. So, for example, autism is not, in and of itself is not a qualifying condition. It's not in and of itself life-threatening, though many of our children are on the autism spectrum, and that's and we expect that. But the good news is, if a child does qualify, they're going to get one.
Wow.
They're going to get one. They may have to wait a little while because we've got a lot of kids, unfortunately, waiting right now because the need is so great. But they're going to get one.
Outstanding. And you said you have 1,100 on the waiting list?
A little over 1,100.
Wow. So you're getting applications all the time?
We get, I mean, as you can imagine, a lot of people don't understand, some of those specifics around what qualifies and what doesn't. So we probably get 2 or 3 times that in terms of applications, just across our North Texas territory. But every single one of them is special, and we want to make sure that regardless if you qualify or not, we still want to meet those families families with grace, and because they're clearly dealing with something that they feel is of a grave nature. And so what we can do oftentimes is if they don't qualify for ours, we've got other partner organizations that we refer them to.
Love that. Okay, and then you're the CEO and president, so you've got a lot on your plate. How often do you get to be there for the Wish?
As often as possible. I make it a priority to really stay close and connected. One of my favorite things to do is we really exist on the backs of hundreds of volunteers, okay? Hundreds. We need volunteers. So I myself am a volunteer. And so where I might not be able to make, sort of time for, a lot of very active wish granting on a daily basis, I choose to raise my hand and volunteer too. And so when I go in as a volunteer, those wish families don't know I work for Make-A-Wish even. So much less do they know what I do. I'm just wish granter Kim. And it's just so fun because I really get to sort of step inside the experience in a really genuine way.
Wow. Well, I am so blessed. I have a history with you guys because Steve Eager, I think, was a volunteer on your board or something like that. And he came to me in 2004 and said, Jeff, I just became aware of a very special girl who is supposed to be graduating, but they're not sure that she's going to graduate. So they're going to graduate her early. And I won an Emmy Award for this, and I'm going to just tell the audience, God wrote the words, and so I ended up presenting that to Chrissy's mom. But let's show the story of Chrissy Holman.
I was informed about my condition 2 years ago. Since then, I've had 3 different surgeries, which I love because I love being in the hospital. It's fun having people come visit you and being waited on. I've done 3 rounds of radiation, about to go back for a 4th one. And I'm living every day to the fullest, not taking any of it for granted because life's a precious thing. And I love my life, and I just keep going every day with a smile on my face.
People can never really pinpoint what it was, but people would say she's like an angel on earth. And it's true, because she had such a strong heart.
Chrissy had a way of making you feel really special. Everything you did with her was fun.
She touched every friend group. The most popular kids here who thought she was theirs, And then you had the nerdy kids, and then you had the punk kids who, no one else talked to. And she literally was friends with all of them. Everybody truly felt loved and cared for. You were around, you were her friend.
She was the mayor of the neighborhood. That's a good way to put it. If somebody got hurt or injured after school, she'd want me to take her over there to see them and take them a smoothie or something like that.
I think she would be really upset if we talked about her without talking about her faith, because I think it was absolute foundation of who she was and why she had the joy that she did, and she shared it with everyone that she knew.
Her journals are upstairs. Every one of them starts out, "Dear God, today I'm praying for so-and-so because so-and-so broke up with her." She was always so caring.
And we thought everything was going to be fine, but turned out it wasn't.
She kept gaining weight, and finally I took her to the doctor, and she had Cushing's.
They had gone in and done a surgery, and she did great. She was so great after that. We kept thinking, something will change, something will get better. And it did. Things would get better, and then they'd kind of go back, and things would get better, and then you'd go back.
When she was 16, we'd gotten on an elevator, and she reached up to touch the button, and I saw the buffalo hump coming back. We went through it all again, but this time it had spread too much. And they said she had 2 weeks to live. But Make-A-Wish said, "I don't know what we'll do, but I promise you it will be perfect." And it was. It was perfect from the time we got there until the time we left.
My wish came true in December of 2002, and I got to meet the cast of Friends, and it was one of the most amazing things that's ever happened in my life. I was going through a really hard time. When I found out that my wish was going to come true, that it made me feel better all over again.
Mementos of her best week ever when she met the cast of her favorite TV show, Friends, courtesy of the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
And so she got to be an extra in her favorite show. It was phenomenal. Make-A-Wish just moved mountains to make it happen. It was wonderful.
She was great for a long time after her wish.
This is what I think Make-A-Wish did for her. I think she lived 2 more years after that wish.
It didn't become real until, 1, her Make-A-Wish, and then 2, really the last few weeks of our senior year.
The seniors of Highland Park High School moved the location of their graduation ceremony. Crissy Holman has a very short time to live because of bone cancer.
Her friends' mothers decorated the yard with balloons and flags in class of 2004.
Her graduation was an incredible moment, and I think it was equally as sad as it was filled with these moments of really true joy.
Crissy Holman.
Crissy Holman.
Crissy Holman.
Crissy Holman. Crissy Holman, the Highland Park High School senior fighting a terminal disease, passed away tonight.
Crissy was a defining person in our lives, but also the way that her family embraced us, the way that Crissy embraced us, and what we walked through with them made a bond that will last forever for us.
Ever since she was a little bitty girl, Susan would call her my special angel, my special angel. Now she is an angel.
So beautiful.
That family is just absolutely extraordinary. I mean, and her friends. I mean, can you believe the 2 ladies who were her best friends, Katie and Lane, were both inspired by Crissy to go on into the medical field. Wow. And so, yeah, they both work in pediatric medicine, in oncology and cardiology, respectively. We had them come speak at our Wish Night a couple of years ago. And in this moment of only Make-A-Wish can create this magic, the other 2 children that we were also highlighting that evening happened to be patients of Katie and Lane. Wow. And so they all got to stand up there on stage and they got to talk about one girl, Katie, one girl, Crissy, who sparked an inspiration among all those students. You've got kids, you've got adults now that are all across Highland Park and scattered around the world that were at her graduation that talk about that so beautifully. And her mom Susan talking about the Make-A-Wish adding a couple of years to her life. Think about all of the magic, all of the ripple effect that came from those years. I mean, we are just so lucky that we get to be a part of this.
Well, I think the most profound thing, and I'm so glad you highlighted her, is that you may have given her another 2 years.
Yeah, we hear that all the time, Jeff, all the time. I could tell story after story of while parents say, just a light turned on, something different just sort of happened. And I mean, I think we, naturally we don't really understand the mind-body connection yet, right? I think science is yet to reveal a lot of these kind of mysteries of our experiences. But we do know that when we've got something to look forward to, and particularly when it's not just a small thing, but it's my thing, right? It is my thing. I don't know whether I start to maybe comply with my treatments a little bit more. I start to maybe eat a little bit better. I don't know what all those pieces and parts could be, but it works. So we talk all the time about how wishes work. It's not just a vacation, it's a wish. Yeah. This is something that has profound medical and better positive outcomes, and our data shows it. It's really wonderful.
Well, I know you're a nonprofit.
Yeah.
You could probably use some donations.
Yes, we are 100% locally funded. Can you believe that? 100% come from sort of the generosity of folks across North Texas.
All right, we have about 2 minutes left, so I'm going to give you the pulpit. Call to action.
Well, I feel like so many of us are seeking something, we're seeking a way to sort of bring purpose to our daily lives. Hopefully we have our health. Hopefully we have so much that calls us to want to feel like we can be a part of a ripple effect, be a part of some good news for someone else who's not really having that type of good news. And so, yes, of course, we are 100% locally funded, so we need those gifts. Every dollar counts, but we also need volunteers to come alongside us to help expand our bandwidth to be able to achieve and to reach all those 1,100 kids that are waiting.
Wow, so beautiful. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We're going to end with the website, which is ntx.wish.org. The great Kim Elenez. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.